Another session of Sunset Sessions, Tambor's parties, weekly live chat, and with myself, Stan Zeff. And we always have a special guest. And this week, our very special guest is Anna Marie. Hello, hello, hello.
Aloha.
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Great. So that's better. I couldn't hear you before my headphones, but I can now. So welcome to Sunset Sessions.
How fitting. The sun is on me right now.
I know, right? This is so surreal, so natural. Seems like you're supposed to be here. So just letting everyone know that for Sunset Sessions, we are live on Instagram, but we're also live on YouTube and Facebook as well. So if you want to shift platforms, just go to Tambor Party on YouTube and Facebook, and you can join us there as well. I've been looking forward to this chat for a number of reasons. Firstly, we're just we know of each other energetically in different venues and dance parties and stuff like that. And I always see you as a dancer, as a person who brings their own energy to an event, to an experience. And I want to talk to you a bit about that as well. But before we get into all of that, we're fast approaching 15 years of the Tambor Party, and it's very exciting for us. And knowing you, I mean, as I said, I first met you, I think, at a Tambor Party. Was it? Would you say you first met at a Tambor Party? Okay. What was your first Tambor? Can you remember your first?
I believe it was. Was it during COVID times? I remember it was outside in like up on the underground outside.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah, that must have been our first one, which was Deep Awakening.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Scott
we always
was DJing.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we always have a theme, and that one was Deep Awakening. So what was your feeling about the Tambor Party when you first your first one?
Well, it was so I've been dancing with Scott DJing for years, you know.
So with his soul dance, right? Yes.
Yeah, and then even before that, when he was doing stuff in the church.
Okay.
So when he was doing 5 rhythms.
Right.
So when I saw he was doing the Tambor thing, I was like, oh, cool, I'll go check him out there.
Right.
So I showed up, and it was like the very beginning, and there wasn't too many people there. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then I was really feeling it as it started to build up more and more as it went through, you know.
Right.
And it was so funny. Like I had tried to leave, and then I came back, and I stayed. I literally stayed the whole night. I was so happy, you know. You know, every time I go to events, you know, any social event, I always get some anxiety right before I show up, and then I have to like settle myself in and like be myself, settle myself in the space, and just show up and be myself and move. You know, I think as much as I am good at dropping into that, I still get anxiety about it.
Okay.
You know? And so it's like anywhere I go, I just try to drop into that space and bring that energy. You know,
okay.
And that it helps, you know, everybody else. So
right. Yeah. Why do you think you get the anxiety? Is it just, you know, self-awareness, or, you know, do you fit in, or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it stems from deep-rooted childhood traumas of
right,
you know, wanting to fit in and be cool,
right.
And, you know, but I've definitely been through such beautiful moments where I could, like, I had to be by myself, and I had to love myself for everything that I was, no matter what anybody thought. And so now I've reached that place where I can be free. I can dance in anywhere.
Okay. And it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are. You just drop in. which is so cool.
I've been through that pain of not being accepted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so once you go through that pain of like, wow, you've been bullied, you've been accepted, you've been kicked out of the tribe. What else is there to do just to be yourself?
Right.
Yeah.
And really, I guess a lot of it's internal. It's like you kick yourself out of the tribe. You know, you kick yourself out of situations when really everyone's like, come on, Anna, we want you to be with us. And you'll be like, oh, I'm kicking myself out. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess that's got a lot to do with it, you know. So it's an interesting observation. You know, so you've been with Tambor from when we were outside just after COVID and going inside with when we were at Paradise and now at Future. So you've seen like after COVID, you've been with Tambor and you've seen our progression and our change, and we're building up again, you know, because obviously COVID was you know, put everyone back on ground zero. So the next party, which is August 17th, is our 15-year anniversary, and the theme is freedom. Okay. And yes. So I want to ask you, what does freedom mean for you? What does freedom mean?
Freedom means for me to feel sovereign in my body and to be able to, you know, listen to my body and be able to spend time in nature and rest when I need to, you know. That is freedom. Eating good food is freedom, you know. Taking care of my health and my wellness, that is the biggest freedom for me. And then being able to really stay true to myself amongst others and stay in my expression and not worry about how others are going to take it or not, and not change myself because I'm scared of how they're going to respond, or, you know, but really being authentically myself and saying how I feel, speaking my truth, you know, that feels like freedom.
Yeah. Making your choices in life, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's true freedom. And for me, freedom has been Tambor Party has been freedom for me to be able to express myself, whereas otherwise I would have been, you know, my usual introvert self and just kept myself to myself and not you know, have anxiety and just like yourself, do I really fit in? And, you know, and feeling awkward. And Tambor for me has pushed me into new realms and new spaces that I wouldn't have normally have been, and to be free to be able to do that, you know. And it's also made me come out of corporate America and work for myself, you know. So that's another sense of freedom as well.
Yeah.
You can identify with that one, can you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I have, you know, my own entrepreneurship goals and, you know, things that I'm working on. And I've been in and out of, you know, nothing too crazy. I would say I wasn't deep in the corporate world. I've always been, I've never been good with the 9 to 5. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm not that type. But
Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I couldn't do it anymore. I just had to throw it in. My stand is going all over the place. Hang on. Is that it? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So tell us a bit about yourself. I mean, you're not always from Atlanta, or are you from Atlanta?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I was born in Atlanta. Yeah. I was raised up in the suburbs in Gwinnett area, Lawrenceville.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I've been here. I traveled here and there. I've lived in New York City. I've lived in upstate New York, where I got my BFA in acting.
Okay.
So I'm a trained actress and dancer and singer. And then from there, after my training, I started to open up to spiritual practices, got my yoga certification, started to go real deep in the rabbit hole with a lot of spiritual different practices, and fell in love with wanting to be a wellness practitioner. You know, like combining my artistic skills and tools and my wellness practitioner, you know, all these things together, you know, they are all healing. So yeah. And just helping people to be more authentic, you know.
Okay. So do you do do you have services that you provide for people, or is it basically what? Oh, okay. What do you do? What services?
So I do a Thai massage. So I'm really good with working with the body with and it's definitely more energy work, somatic work. So I do the massage work and then somatic healing sessions. So helping people move more authentically and a safe space where people can release stored trauma.
Okay.
And yeah. And then I teach just regular yoga classes as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So with Sunset Sessions, there's always a part where, the curveball comes and there's a question that comes in that, may make you think a bit about, life and whatever. But the questions come up to me, and it came up to me a few days ago, actually, when I was thinking about this interview, and I was thinking, this is a question that I need to ask Anna. And it's, if you could be an animal, what would that animal be?
Well, the first animal that came into my mind was a jaguar.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I resonate with like cat energy. So yeah, definitely think that there's like a fierceness about, jaguars, lions, that kind of thing that I love how fierce they are, how strong, and the also like it feels like they're really good at chilling, like taking it easy.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. And they've got just this beautiful like way that they move,
Yeah.
They're so beautiful to look at. Yeah, just so powerful as well. So,
Oh, that's so interesting, because in my home I have a tapestry actually of two jaguars, and jaguars are always something that I respect as well, animals that I respect as well. So because they're predators, they're fierce, they're very territorial, they're protective, and also they're compassionate, and I remember when I went to Peru a few years ago for plant medicine ceremony, and I was told this story about how jaguars, when they used to do ceremonies, ayahuasca ceremonies years ago, the jaguars used to come around in the middle of the night and just walk around the maloca. Where the ceremony was being held, they would just walk around and just growl, and they wouldn't attack anyone, but they have the ability to see better at night than they do in the day. So it's true. They're true predators, and they're protectors of the sacred spaces as well. So you saying a jaguar is like, yeah, it's very interesting, because it's spiritual. It's really a spiritual. But the animal that came up for you was a butterfly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah. I have that kind of as one of my symbols that I often put in my posts and stuff, and I even have that as like a logo of mine. So
really?
butterfly is definitely very a beautiful representation for me as well. And and yes, people, I remember my acting teacher would be like, "You're such a social butterfly."
Oh, wow. There you go.
I never felt like I was, but I realize now that I am. I think one thing about me is that I like go around to different communities, and I am very much connected to a lot of different kinds of people in Atlanta, which I enjoy. But I also like to like come in, land for a second, and then
exactly. Right. And it's the freedom in you that allows you to do that, right? So you land, you have a look around, and okay, time to go, bye, and just fly off, and with your beautiful self, just go somewhere else and land somewhere else for a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is the that's the animal that it's a butterfly. I suppose you can say it's an animal that came up for me, for you. So it's really interesting that you have it as your logo and stuff like that, and also, the butterfly goes through a metamorphosis, right? So it's,
Mm.
it was
Mhm.
caterpillar and goes through, the
Mhm.
cocoon stage and breaks through and goes through that hardship so that
Mhm.
it can actually come out and, be the beautiful self. And everyone's like, wow, in amazement. So
Yeah, and that resonates so much because and definitely like the energy of the phoenix too,
yeah,
because I think that's what we all go through is the cycles like that
right.
and being
Yeah,
able to, turn inward, go into your cocoon, feel the depths of whatever it is, the void, and then
right.
I mean, just yesterday I was bawling my eyes out the whole day, like
Really?
literally was going through some challenging stuff and yeah, I went into nature today and cleansed and I was restored and feel more like
Right,
myself. But it's like
right.
the knowing that I let myself purge and go into that dark space, and then
Hmm.
come out again. And I think that's something that I like to I really am proud of myself for because, a lot of people don't want to go all the way in, you know,
Right,
um, but I'm just like, let's do this.
right.
Because I
And
know
what
it's
does
on
that
the
what does
other
that mean
side.
for you? What does that mean for you going all the way in?
I feel like the last couple of days it was definitely about being more still and not
Hmm.
distracting myself and
Right.
feeling the uncomfortable energy in my body pains, the emotions that were coming up.
Hmm.
Going in to take a bath and sitting in the bath water, to
Right,
me
right,
that's like really going in.
right. Yeah.
So, mhm,
Taking time. I mean, how do you schedule? I mean, it seems like you schedule a lot of time for yourself.
mhm.
And most people find that hard to do,
Yeah.
right? Because, they want to meet with friends or,
Mhm,
they've got partners or they want to watch Netflix or,
mhm,
do you know what I'm saying? So
mhm,
how do you schedule time for yourself, and what would you give as good advice for people if they
mm.
wanted to schedule time for themselves?
I I always go to nature whenever I feel like I need to really drop in, um,
Hmm.
because I do feel more connected and less distracted when I can
Hmm.
just put my feet in the earth or lay in the grass and I can just connect to the beauty around me, and
Right,
then
right,
I feel so held and not alone,
right.
with the earth
Yeah,
with me, and so that is a way that I, continually just know that this is gonna be what I need. This is the medicine that I need every day.
right,
If I can get myself outside, I will do it.
right,
Yeah, and I think I don't know, for me, I've just always felt called to go into my space and into what I know is gonna be, a time for clarity because there's
right,
just so much distraction out there, and I'm
right.
just tired of the confusion.
Yes, right,
I'm tired of all
exactly.
the information and the
Right.
confusion and the distractions that I think because, I think a lot of us are breaking through, and wanting
Hmm.
so much change to happen.
Right,
So it's like I feel like it's now is the time to do it. And so, we make time for what we feel is, really important to us.
right,
And so my time with myself is so important. And I am also very lucky in the fact that I have, I don't have any kids. I mean, I want kids, I want to be married and all
right,
these things, right? But I
right,
don't have
right,
that right now. So I
right.
have a lot more time on my hands to
Yeah.
flow with. And sometimes I'm like, I have too much time on my hands. I need some like people
Right,
around me. I need to do
right, right,
everything. It's a
right.
balance. So, but I definitely would just advise people just to get themselves outside, and spend some
Right,
time in nature.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I try and schedule time every day for like, I'm an early starter, right? So I'll get up
Mhm.
early in the morning and go to the gym or whatever. And I always try in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock. In my schedule for the whole week, I've got
Mhm.
walk, you know?
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
always try and get out and walk. But sometimes it's not always possible, right? Because I
Mhm.
could be in the studio and like, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm
Mhm.
on a flow. I'm in the zone right now. I don't
Right,
need to,
yeah, yeah.
but
Mhm.
I guess prioritization is really important, and you seem to be able to do that, you know, although you say you haven't got kids or not married, or it's still, you still prioritize your life, which is really, you know, complimentary, because as you said, there's so many distractions. You know, you could be pulled into all the madness that's going on with the elections and all that kind of stuff, but you know, you choose to prioritize nature and self, which is really good. Really good.
I mean, I feel that how can I show up in the best mental state, you know, if I am not grounded, you know? If I
Right.
am not, you know, really here and present within my body,
Hmm.
how can I really process this information anyways and think clearly and be the best I can be to my clients, to my family, you know?
Right.
So yeah, that is, you know, and I know, um, you know, I'm definitely a plant medicine mama, and I love the earth so much. I'm an earth
Right. Right.
woman. I'm
Right.
just like, it's a gift.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, God. Like,
Right.
you know, I live right down the street from where MLK used to live. So I
Right.
go to this
Okay.
little park where, you know, right where his house was. And it's like nobody
Right.
ever goes to that park. And I'm like, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be here, like doing some meditations and activating this
Right.
land. You know, I feel very called to do work with the land. And that's why I dance in
Hmm.
Atlanta. I'm just like dancing
Right.
all over. I'm like, well,
Right.
I'm here to bring some of this goodness here, you know?
That's great. That's great.
Mm.
So what does music do for you? How do you feel it? I mean, obviously you're a trained dancer. What does, and you know, when you dance, you feel it. What's really going on for you when you hear the music and you can dance?
Oh, wow.
That's a bit deep, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, music
Yeah.
is, gosh, it was my first love as a kid. I was singing since I was a little girl. So music is so important to me. And I love listening to music and getting beautiful like visualizations or, you know, ideas of like videos that I could do with it, and then I end up doing it.
Right.
And and
Right.
music,
Right.
you know, and when I'm listening to it, when I'm dancing, when I'm, you know, at something like Tambor Party, I I feel just the energy moving through my body. I feel so much love, so much freedom, you know, so much. It could be also emotional release too, you know.
Right. Right.
What I love
Yeah.
about Sambo Party and Soul Dance is like it's making space
Right.
for that energy to come up, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like having played at soul dance, as you know, and Tambor Party, of course. It has to be intentional, you know, to be able
Mhm.
to play the same track that someone else might play in a different type of party with a different energy, but have a, a more meaningful effect with that same music, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's you're playing it in a different way. So you know, I asked you that question because, you know, being a DJ and, you know, playing music and scanning the room, there's always something that's coming from you when you're dancing. So that's different to a lot of people. So, you know, I just wanted to ask you what goes on in your head, you know,
Yeah.
because you're very immersive,
Mhm.
intentionally immersive in the music. So
Mhm.
that's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think God gifted me with like working with energy in that way, you know.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think really, I just really like moving through a lot of things, and I just and last Timber Party, I felt so much love in the air. I was
Right.
really, it was such a great one. And, you know, I think um the more that I just like expand and release, you know, like it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's amazing. And I'm
Right.
grateful for spaces like Tambor to that I can do that around people, because I'm used to doing that
Right.
by myself
Right.
and
Right.
sharing that via Instagram.
Right.
But it's so awesome when I can share that
Right.
amongst other people and everybody else feels it. And it's just like, yeah, it's a wave, you know?
Because
So,
I guess you're a growing community. You know,
mhm.
you're becoming more of a part of a community, finding tribe, finding your own tribe. You know, and being happy
Yeah,
with it. You
yeah,
know, and living in abundance is like, yes, come one, come all. Let's be in this tribe together, and let's form a community. And this is what I'm about, and this is what you're about, and it makes sense to me, because so often, we go through life and we think that we're all alone and no one else thinks like us, and to be in a space where you can meet people that think like you and dance like you and react like you and love like you, then that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that the community energy is rising up even more now, and it's really cool to see. And I'm grateful that, being here in Atlanta, being home, and, seeing my community build and build and build, and being able to walk the streets of Atlanta and always running to somebody that I know.
Right.
It's just like,
Right.
it gives me so much joy. I mean,
Yes.
we're coming back, right, to like what we say, like the ancient future, coming back to communal living, community
Right.
gatherings, more of that, because we need that so much.
Right.
Especially going through COVID and being so disconnected, and and now we're coming back together, but we learned maybe more about who we really are.
Yeah.
And so stepping more into that space, and then finding, okay, I really feel this way, and then everybody starts to attract in more of a way. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, because there's just so many more people that I connected with the last Tambor too, which was really cool, So I just feel very, very blessed. Yeah, I feel very blessed and supported and seen,
Yeah.
Which is priceless, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't beat that anywhere,
Yeah,
So
really.
and it makes it all worthwhile, For me, after doing it so many years, it makes it worthwhile that people can actually get more out of it than just coming to dance and party, and get drunk. I don't know what's going on with this stand. You're having to reset it. There you go.
Yeah, the alcohol energy is tough for me. So I definitely appreciate being in a space where that's not the emphasis,
Right. Yeah.
It's a different energy. I was soul dancing with Tambor. It's like, it's more clear, way more heart centered, way more it feels really pure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So any shout outs to anyone before we close up?
Oh man. Shout out to my entire community in Atlanta.
Right. Yes.
I love y'all. Everybody that goes to Tambor and I dance with, I love y'all, and I can't wait to dance with you in August,
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And shout out to you and Jackie. I appreciate y'all so
Thank
much
you
for hosting this space, and
Thank you so
doing what
much.
you do, and just excited to keep on seeing y'all grow and keep on
Right.
showing up and dancing.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to August the 17th, seeing you on the dance floor. And thank you for your energy and everything that you bring, not just to Tambor, but to the world, because you fit in. Oh, there we go again. The battery must be going on this. Because you fit into the universe, and you're just showing every day. You're showing up every day how you fit in. So thank you for being part of what we do and the universe as well. Much appreciated. Okay. Thank you for this talk. Much love.
Much love. Peace.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Bye.